Hello, just making a video here on what I feel like is it's a love-hate relationship kind of game. Um, I feel like it is a very good game, Ghosts and Goblins, for the NES, but I do feel like it does have its problems, as do most games. But this game does suffer from quite a bit of problems. So I feel like, once again, with most bad games, if it would have just been polished a little bit more, probably would have been just a very fantastic game. Um, I do feel like the game is very popular anyways, so I don't think it really hurt it much having the problems that it had. Um, I think it was quite a pretty popular seller for its time. So just some things that I feel is good about the game. It does offer a legit challenge. It is very challenging. I do feel it is fair with the checkpoints. Towards the end, though, it does get very challenging. And yeah, it's all around a legit challenge. It forces the player to think through situations, which, there's more efficient strategies to use as you go. And I will I will reiterate more on that on what's bad about the game, but it does offer strategies. So also the armor, there's something very anxiety inducing about losing the armor, but it's not really a bad anxiety, if that makes sense. It's almost like a comical anxiety. So it doesn't really it's irritating, but it doesn't really bother you that much. It's more of a humor type thing, at least for me. It's comical and horrifying at the same time. So I think that's pretty interesting. And then so completing each area is pretty much a reward in itself. So it's kind of a game that I don't mind just shutting off after I beat an area. Sometimes some games, you hate to shut them off because you're gonna lose all your progress. But this game, it's like, you don't feel so bad shutting it off. I was trying to do a playthrough last night. I had to shut it off because I was just getting too late, and so not too much of a problem to shut it off because I feel like I can get back to that point again. It's just going to take time. The game does take a lot of time, at least for me. The whole game in itself just kind of has a charm to it. Character designs, the enemies. It's kind of, I can't really explain it, but it does have a charm to it. So you'll kind of notice that when you play it. So we've talked about the good things of the game. Now it's time to mention some of the bad things about the game. The enemy patterns and responses are almost too random, especially the red flying guy. He does have a name, but you know what? I just call him the red flying guy. That's what he is to me. So you can have strategies on killing him, but it's like I said, it's just so random what he does that it's like I can do a strategy where I run and then jump like the opposite direction that he is on, and then I fire the dagger or the sword at him, and I don't even know the percentage of times that it works because I can't even run. It works a lot of the time, and then sometimes it just won't work at all. And then I have found a pattern where if you get him on the ground, and if you keep pushing over, like the opposite overs, like left, right, left, right, left, right, he will stay there. Like he won't know what to do. But I haven't got it to work consistently to where because what you'll do is you'll throw the knife at him, and then you quickly turn back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. And you can end up getting him that way, but I can't get it to work consistently enough to where I can do it all the time. And then sometimes you get him to disappear completely. And there are a few stages where that does work pretty much 100% of the time. Um, but it's that stage, I think it's stage 5, uh, that when he's up at the top, the one that you have to deal with, you can get him to disappear sometimes, but it's very random when that works as well. So when you get him to disappear, I would take advantage of that. But no, that's the only thing I think kind of ruins the game a little bit is the just the complete randomness. But at the same time, it does offer quite a challenge. But for me, it kind of kills it because I like to come up with a strategy and have that strategy work. Even if it just works like a little bit. But like this game, if the strategy doesn't, like if the randomness of the enemy is too much, your strategy just is out the window completely. Like it just totally ruins it. And so once again, the armor loss. It's kind of a love-hate thing. It is. It's anxiety reducing or inducing, but it's not. It's not like a terror. It doesn't make sense because anxiety is bad, but it does. It's like not. It's more of a humor thing. Like at least for me, anyways. It's just comical to me. I do think it is fair that you can get. There are spots, secret spots, where you can get the armor back. But I feel like if you already have your armor, I feel like if you collect another armor, that should have gave you like another hit. I feel like they kind of messed up on that part. They should have done something like that. They should have rewarded you for keeping the armor and gave you more hits. So that's something I think they could have improved on. The timer, I'm not really like a fan of timers. I feel like the last section, as random as the enemies are, especially those guys that walk back and forth, like I'm sure there's a way to manipulate them, but I haven't figured it out. So I feel like the timer's kind of bull crap. On areas where you like have no control, what that guy's pattern is, I just feel like a timer is just it's too much. They could have just taken that timer out. But once again, it does offer a challenge, so I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. So the weapon loss, especially at the final stage, you have to get a certain weapon to finish the game. And so if you die with that certain weapon, then you have to get back the other weapon, because I don't think that weapon gets rid of the first enemy. It might, but I don't think it does. I've tried to get rid of that guy with that weapon. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody, so I don't want to share what that weapon is. But yeah, it just, to me, it's just more of what would you say, an annoyance. So if you lose a weapon, then you got to gain it back by farming enemies, and it's just an annoyance. Like, just give me the weapons that I need, because the game is already hard enough. Like, why add that aspect to it? I don't know, because it's not really a hard aspect. It's just more of an annoyance, in my opinion. Especially the enemies you have to get it from are the ghosts, and those are just annoying in their own light, I guess. So yeah, that's probably my biggest complaint, is that final level and having to. So if you fail with the weapon that you had to collect, you have to farm back for the weapon you had. So it can be a very time-consuming thing. So if you're playing this on the Nintendo Switch from the NES library, you can use save states. And if you've never played this before, I would probably recommend doing that, unless you have a lot of time to just replay something over and over and farm for a weapon. But to me, it's more of an annoyance, and I think it's kind of a waste of time. So I would recommend probably playing this on the Nintendo Switch with save states, and then you can save it with the weapon that you start with, and that way if you die, you can just go right back. You don't have to farm for that weapon again. Save you probably, who knows how much. Like, It just depends on how many times you got to replay that, how much time it's going to save you. For me, it probably saved me at least an hour because yeah, I've been stuck at that part. Like so, the other night I played it. It had to have probably taken me at least an hour of farming, just of farming, because it's just plus seeing the screen over again. Because every time you die, you have to see the screen. Um, it scrolls and shows you like what stage you're on, so that can waste time as well. So yeah, I just think if you're gonna play this, I would play it with save states. It's gonna save you a lot of time, especially with the amount of times you're gonna have to be replaying areas if you never played it. If you're a pro, then you probably breeze right through it. But I am not a pro by any means. All in all, I think this is a great game. I think it's worth a play. It's the challenge alone. If you're wanting to challenge yourself, 100% you're gonna find it here. Um, but be prepared to get a little angry, and try not to do that. Of course, it's just a game. At the end of the day, it's just a game. But no, I just figured I would share. I'm sure most people have played this game already, but if you haven't, I do recommend giving it a chance. Um, so hopefully this video kind of informed you a little bit on what you're going to be getting into if you've never played it, and kind of if you kind of feel the same way, then go ahead and share, or if you have any different opinions, go ahead and share. Take care. Have a good rest of your day.